industry, what happened the last 30 years is basically it became a commodity. It became a price market, basically, because every printing house, every promotional supplier works with the same brands, offers the same services with no differentiation. They put prints on it. And what you get is basically the only thing you can compete on is price. And then if you continue this for a couple of years, the price goes down, down, down. So there's no more room for value. There's no more room to take some extra care of clients, to do some free designs, to help them consult, to develop new solutions. What you basically get is a price market that just keeps going down. And after a couple of years, it even goes down in quality, basically, because the only way to keep going in a price market is by lowering your prices. And at one point, it starts influencing the quality. And well, that was the biggest problem, and still one of the biggest problems in the industry.
Yeah, and people were not asking for good quality.
Yeah.
And the thing is that employee branding, it's something that's only from the past 10 years, maybe max. So it's a new thing coming up as well. And that in combination with good quality. But if we look at changing the world of merchandise, there are different parts where we want to change the world of merchandise.
Yeah.
Can you take us through the whole process of, let's say, a Google once you have a design? But how do you do it? How do you take that process?
First, I mostly request the design. Then I go to look at the brand identity, look at the website, the Facebook, the Instagram, the elements they use in their basic communication. And then I use that in my head to create something new on a different way, but still a unique piece of merchandise, not just a logo, but really make something unique.
Do you see merchandise as really merchandise or as fashion, or a combination between it?
I try to combine it every time, because merchandise has to be worn, and if it's not fashionable, nobody's gonna wear it. So you have to take a look at the colors. You can have a company with their main color, like take us. We use orange as main color, but we barely use orange in our clothing because nobody is gonna wear a flashy orange shirt.
Funny, I think that one is a good bridge to the second one, and that's about the size charts. Because everyone thinks that there's just one size chart used in the whole world. Like a medium is a medium if you are in the Netherlands, Belgium, or Poland, or whatever.
No. We can have, by sitting here, we can have 4 different size charts. I wish I would be size medium, and I can create my own size chart and call it okay. Unfortunately, at the moment is extra large or double extra large, depending who makes the clothes. But I wish that would be medium. And I will just swip it, I will just change it and make it medium. Same for you, and for you. Every different country.
It's basically what they did in the United States.
It's basically what they did in the United States.
Just moving over one size. And we even adapted our size charts based on feedback from the Netherlands. So we, even at Merchandise Essentials, we use different size charts depending on the country we are selling the merchandise to.
Yeah.
Or just the wishes of the customer.
Yeah. Because the idea oversized, there's nothing like an oversized size chart. It's basically a regular size chart where you move these small dimensions so it feels like oversized.
Well, we all know that the textile industry has a lot of leftovers, use a lot of water, for example, but we really want to change that as well.
Yeah, so, we're still at this planet for a very long time, so we should try to do every small improvement, maybe as small as possible, but just all these small improvements become bigger. So if we can save 10% on water, for example, we do that. Or if we can work smarter with our logistics, getting full trucks here instead of separate shipments, that can save on a lot of trucks in the long term. So it's just looking at all pieces of the puzzle, because as we talked about in the production episode, it's a puzzle with over 50 pieces, 60 different people working on it. And if we can build all these small improvements and bundling all these efforts that all these separate companies are doing, we can have a lot bigger impact.
True. So yeah, for example, we build our own forest.
Yeah, so that's a really cool one because personally I love to go for walks in the forest. I love nature and I love just the idea that we help build it. I think it's great. So basically we work with Trees for All. That's a Dutch organization who's certified in planting trees all over the world to reduce carbon emission. So we did a complete calculation of all our miles driven, all our deliveries, and we noticed that for around every 50 packages we ship, we plant a tree, and that neutralizes the carbon. So we made a commitment to them and to us, so every 50 packages we plant a tree, and hopefully, well, now we have a forest of around 100 trees, but hopefully we one day have the real Merchandise Essentials forest where we can go for walks.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
Yeah.
So that's a cool company.
Maybe a stupid question, but as an art director, how important do you think design is in great merchandise?
It's everything. Yeah, it's a big step for to have great merchandise. Most merchandise companies just print your design on it, but if you aren't creative like some companies are, they don't have cool merchandise. But we help them to create great merchandise by a great design.
You just named some brands as Patagonia.
Yeah.
Do you get your inspiration from clothing fashion brands as well?
Yeah, sometimes, but I don't want to look too much at different brands because it's still in your head and you don't have a fresh idea then. I like to watch more things in the street and just graffiti, street art, things like that, and just implement it into fashion and then create something cool.
So number one, I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions about our industry, and that's that everyone thinks everything is automated.
Yeah, so basically you push a magical button and a ready-made t-shirt or hoodie pops out.
Yeah, we wish it was like that. It should be, however, it's actually impossible, and I think within the next couple of hundred of years it won't be doable because no one ever found a machine who can create our ideas and our imagination from scratch in terms of textile and garment production.
How many people would you say are involved in the making of one t-shirt? Like all manufacturers, all sewing ladies, printing houses?
Well, starting from growing the cotton, ending up on ironing and packing and shipping it to the customer, I would say it's at least tens of people, 50, 60 or 70 people in many industries that we cannot even imagine of are included in production of one t-shirt.
Okay. That's great. I think most people never think of this.
They don't have it.
No. Well, we're at a factory. What part of the supply chain are we now? So what does this factory do?
Fabric manufacturing is the middle of the process. Starting from growing the cotton, picking up the cotton, turning cotton like the flour into the yarn. Then we get a yarn, and out of the yarn, as you can see, we can make the fabric.
Yeah. So this is a yarn?
Yeah, we have it.
Here's
This is a
yarn
actually. It's just like a thread, and all when you like connect them together, they make a fabric. Of course, there are many different ways of doing that. We are in the knitting factory, so we mainly get fabrics from here because we mainly use the knitted fabric for hoodies, t-shirts, sweatpants, or whatever, all kind of casual wear mainly. And as I said, it's a middle of the process, and after the fabric is done, we have to have it finished because just making it on the machine won't make the fabric ready to make the garment. Then it goes to the finishing plant where fabric is dyed and finished to our standards. because we have high standards. We use really good quality finishing to our fabrics. We can make sure that they can last longer and they will not peel after a while. And then, of course, when the fabric is ready, when it's dyed, we cut it. After we cut it, we decorate it. We screen print on, we put embroidery or whatever, and then we sew it.
And that's all hand done, right?
And that's all made by hands.
Yeah. So the idea of a clothing factory really is like 10 different factories all working together with their own
Exactly.
specializations.
Exactly.